Warm welcome to CA Raja classes and thank you so much for joining this mini and micro webinar. Before we get into the discussion, let me just take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. I am CA N Raja, a chartered accountant by qualification, a teacher and trainer by passion, and teacher for 3 lakh plus students worldwide. I started my career as a banker with State Bank of India. Then after a period of 4 years, I got into CA practice. I had my practice for 7.5 years. But I realized my calling is teaching. I started focusing on teaching and training. And today, with the blessings of God, we have 3 lakh plus students worldwide. So now it's time for us to get into the session. There's a company called X Limited. It has invested in a project, let's say 100 crore, setting up a big project, land and building, plant and machinery, a factory and all. They've taken up this project with an expectation of getting 15% return on investment. It means they have invested 100 crore. They are expecting 15% return every year. They are expecting 15% return every year. It means they are expecting a return of 15 crore. Okay. So what is the message? The message is this business should make a profit of 15 crore. Only then the expectation can be met. Okay. This is the understanding. Now listen. Now let's see what this business has achieved in terms of sales. And you are also getting another important information, that is the profitability. This business has a profitability of 15%. Okay, incidentally both are matching. Okay, incidentally both are matching. That is profitability of 15% means for every sales they'll make profit of 15%. If they are selling for 100 rupees, they make a profit of 15 rupees. If they are selling for 300 rupees, they make a profit of 30 rupees. Okay, that's what the profitability communicates here. Okay, now listen. We know fixed assets are 100 crore, right? Okay. The sales is 50 crore. The sales what they have achieved in a year is 50 crore, and we know profit margin, that is profitability, is 15%. So what would be the profit for this business? 50 crore into 15%, the profit is 7.5 crore. So at this point, I have a question for you, whether the investors in this business will be happy. Will they be happy? Because they were expecting a profit of, they were expecting a return of 15 crore. It means they were expecting the business to make a profit of 15 crore. But this business has made a profit of only 7.5 crore. So investors will not be happy. Let me give you another scenario where the fixed assets are same 100 crore, but sales is 75 crore. They have put in some more efforts, but the profit margin is same 15%. So what will be the profit here? 75 into 15%, it is 11.25 crore. 11.25 crore only. Whether the investors will be happy, at least now answer is no, because they were expecting 15 crore. Okay, let me give you a third scenario. Fixed assets are 100 crore and sales is also 100 crore. And what is the profit margin? 15%. So what is the profit? 15 crore. Whether investors will be happy now? Yes, now they'll be happy because they were expecting a return of 15 crore. This business has made a profit of 15 crore. So there is matching. And here they'll be happy because the profitability of this business is 15%. But on the other side, if the profitability of this business had been 10%, then even 100 crore sales will give profit of only 10 crore, whereas the expectation is 15 crore. In this case, incidentally, the profitability and expected return on investment are one and the same. Let me give you a fourth scenario where fixed assets are 100 crore, same, whereas sales is 125 crore and this business can deliver 15% profit margin. It means the profit is 125 crore into 15%, that is 18.75 crore. Here, yes, investors should be jumping with joy because they were expecting 15 crore, whereas business has delivered 18.75 crore. But here also it was made good because the profit margin is 15%. What would have happened if the profit margin is only 10%? For a sales of 125 crore, the profit would have been only 12.5 crore. For a sales of 125 crore, the profit would have been only 12.5 crore, still not matching the expectations. Okay, but okay, luckily here the profitability is 15%. Now listen, very critical. In first two scenarios, the sales are lesser than fixed assets. In the third scenario, sales is equal to fixed asset, and in the fourth scenario, the sales are greater than fixed assets. So when the profitability is 15%
And when the sales are less than fixed assets, we call this as inefficient utilization of fixed assets. Because to get that 15 crore, they have to achieve more sales because they have fixed assets of 100 crore, but sales are not even matching the fixed assets. That's why we say it is inefficient utilization of fixed assets. And when sales are equal to fixed assets, and when sales are greater than fixed assets at a given profitability of 15%, we call this as efficient utilization of fixed assets, because those sales are delivering 15% profit margin that is matching with the expected return on investment of 15%. Okay, so and it's here this ratio comes into picture, that is fixed asset turnover ratio, that is net sales divided by average fixed assets. So we know the net sales are 50, 75, 100, 125. You divide the net sales by fixed assets. 50 by 100 gives you the ratio as 0.5:1. 75 by 100, 0.75:1, 1:1, 1.25:1. And what that communicates, for every 1 rupee fixed asset, they are making a sales of only 50 paise. So because of that only, it's not matching the expectation. For every 1 rupee of fixed asset, they are making sales of only 75 paise. So whenever the ratio is below 1, that communicates inefficient or underutilization of fixed assets. And when the ratio is equal to 1, as an investor, you can be happy provided the profitability also matches the expected return on investment. Otherwise, you have no reason to be happy. And the fourth scenario, 1.25:1, it means for every 1 rupee fixed asset, the sales is 1 rupee 25 paise. Here you can be happy provided the profitability matches the expectation. Okay, so how a fixed asset turnover ratio should be ideally? Fixed asset turnover ratio should be 2:1. For every 1 rupee of fixed asset, there should be 2 rupees of sales. Only then it will make some justice, because not everywhere you will have the profitability matching return on investment expectation. In this case, I said 15% is the profitability, 15% is the return on investment, right? But if the profitability is 5% and if the return on investment expectation is 15%, then even 100 crore, 200 crore sales will not do justice. Okay, so it has to be understood with reference to that, with reference to profitability. Okay, and this is what we understand from fixed asset turnover ratio. So this fixed asset turnover ratio, you cannot prescribe any benchmark specifically. So if you want to really understand the efficiency of the business with what efficiency they are utilizing the fixed assets, you have to compare that ratio with peers. We have to compare with industry as well as the past, and this ratio is very important for business which are capital intensive.
Thank you for watching this webinar. I am sure you have derived value from this webinar. And if you wish to learn more, I have some good opportunity for you. What is that? Check out.
It is this Credit and Financial Analysis Mastery course, exclusively designed for bankers and for those who want to have bankers' point of view. This is a course which we have developed after a detailed analysis, a thorough discussion with several hundreds of bankers and finance professionals. We have identified what is their exact requirement when it comes to SME and corporate credit and financial analysis. In this mastery bundle, I'm going to give you access to various courses. To start with, we have course number 1, Basics of Credit Analysis. In this course, we have explained the basics of credit analysis through various sections, section 1 to 9. Next comes course number 2, that is how to read balance sheet. In this course, we have explained what is balance sheet, how to read them, how to approach them by using real life financial statements. Then comes course number 3, how to do financial ratio analysis like a banker. In this course, we have explained all critical ratios that are analyzed by the bankers, and we have also explained through case studies. Then we have course number 4, how to do cash flow analysis. So through this course, you will understand what is cash flow analysis, how to do a typical cash flow analysis. We have used case studies and reference to Ind AS is also included in this course. Then we have course number 5, that is how to do fund flow analysis. This is a critical financial analysis tool, and in this course you will learn what is fund flow statement, how to analyze them from banker's angle, how to prepare fund flow statement from academic angle as well. So overall 5 courses, each 1499. So aggregate price should be 7495, but you are not going to pay that. For you it's just rupees 2499 for 1 year access, or rupees 4999 for lifetime access. And it is not yet over, you have some more bonus. Bonus is course number 6, how to carry out credit risk rating for non-trading entities. These are all the topics covered in this course. Then course number 7, it is how to carry out credit risk rating for trading entities. Not yet over. You also have access to course number 8, that is how to prepare CMA report for bank loans. It's a comprehensive course which will run for 8 + 5 hours, and you will learn entire CMA report preparation process. And course number 9, how to prepare cash budget for bank loans. Course number 10, how to assess fund-based working capital. So in this course you will understand what is working capital, what are working capital credit facilities and how to assess them, what are the key ratios that are related to working capital, and what are the additional key analysis that will be done by bankers on working capital matters. You will get a comprehensive understanding of cash credit, export finance, and there are certain on-demand videos as well. So 5 + 5, 10 courses of value close to 15,000 rupees, but you are going to get it for 1 year access rupees 2499, lifetime access rupees 4999. Not yet over. You are going to get access to the 11th course, how to assess non-fund based credit facility. So in this course you will learn about letter of credit, bank guarantee, its assessment as well. Then comes course number 12, how to do term loan appraisal and assessment, because it's a complex process with a lot many technicalities. So this course covers all in detail. And course number 13, basic elements of loan proposal. So how a typical loan proposal will be, what are the basic elements that are covered in this course. And we have course number 14, case study on credit analysis, various case studies based on practical experience and discussion with various bankers and finance professionals are included in this course. And course number 15, this is about collateral securities, where you get knowledge about collateral securities. So overall it's 15 courses of value close to 22,485. It's 1,000 plus lectures. You can subscribe for 1 year access or lifetime access as you wish. These are all pre-recorded courses, so you can access them anytime as per your convenience. You can access them in mobile app or desktop, and for you the price is not 22,485, it is rather 2,499 for 1 year access or 4,999 for lifetime access. You can check the link in description, where without using any discount coupon code you can enroll at this discounted price, because it's a discount applied link. And not yet over, you're also eligible for some more bonus. The bonus is access to various ebooks and e-resources. You are going to get access to various financial ratios ebooks, financial management related ebooks. You will get access to financial analysis related ebooks, credit analysis ebooks. Not yet over, you will also get access to other resources like test series, templates, audiobooks, video books, career guidance material, and a bonus resource. Check the link in description and enroll now.